What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another NBA news video to talk about with you guys, this time actually revolving around the New York Knicks, where they're currently being reported they could be interested in a couple of players, which include Carmelo Anthony, Danilo Gallinari, and Christian Wood. Of course, I might be making some separate videos on these players. We've heard a lot about Danilo Gallinari and a bit about Chris Paul, but I didn't know about this, Carmelo Anthony one until very recently, but it's currently being reported that one of President Leon Rose's main priorities this offseason is to find a power forward that can knock down perimeter shots to complement RJ Barrett. Ian Begley listed Carmelo Anthony, Danilo Gallinari, and Christian Wood as his potential options. So I think this would be really, really cool, and I mean really cool. Carmelo Anthony is one of my favorite players in the NBA, obviously. He wears the number 7. Currently, at the time of making this video, I wear the number 7 in basketball. It's one of my favorite numbers. And I think, again, Carmelo has just been a very good player for so long, and he's revived his career back at Portland after not getting a chance. I would kind of like to see him come back to Portland, but at the same time, I think it'd be really cool to see him finish his career at the New York Knicks and eventually get his jersey retired there. And again, he would be a very, very perfect player for them. For those of you who haven't heard as well, it looks like they're going to be trying to get Chris Paul and LaMelo Ball and could have their eyes on Danilo Gallinari. Pretty much, obviously, we know that RJ Barrett isn't exactly the greatest three-point shooting, and he's not a good playmaker at all. It's why he's been playing that small forward position instead of shooting guard, which a lot of Knicks fans thought he was going to come into it with. It looks like as well they're currently being reportedly interested in Kenny Atkinson, which only proves the theory that they could be trying to get Chris Paul and LaMelo Ball, because we obviously seen Kenny Atkinson kind of deal with a double point guard backcourt with Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell for a little bit at the Brooklyn Nets, and they were pretty successful with it. So who says he couldn't do it with Chris Paul and LaMelo Ball? What would pretty much happen is Chris Paul would actually play, point guard on defense, and LaMelo Ball would play shooting guard on defense. But when it came to the offensive end of the ball, LaMelo Ball would now be the main ball carrier, and he'd be, the one that playmakes with the ball in his hands, while Chris Paul would kind of play that off-ball type of role. And then, similar to how he did at the Houston Rockets and a little bit at OKC with, Dennis Schroeder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander when Schroeder decides to isolate. So I think this would be really cool if maybe they could try and get Carmelo and even bring him off the bench and be the 6th man, and Carmelo could play. He's playing like 30 plus minutes right now on the Portland Trailblazers. I think it'd be really cool to see him maybe play 25 to 30 minutes off the bench if they do get Gallinari. If they don't, I could definitely see him start at the power forward position. I just think that front court is going to be very small. I mean, Mitchell Robinson, actually he's probably the right height for a center, but I just don't know. I think Carmelo Anthony probably works best when he's got a I'd say a taller center with him. Hassan Whiteside's like above 7'1", amazing shot blocker. Mitch Robinson is kind of in the similar situation, so I guess it actually probably could work. I just don't know how good it would go. Carmelo's in a really interesting spot right now where he can guard the shooting guard position as well. I mean, the small forward position, sorry, and he can guard power forward. But again, he's a lot older now, and he's not exactly the greatest defender. But he has improved his three-point shooting, he has improved his mid-range, and he's still playing actually really good throughout the season so far for Portland. And I think he would definitely be someone the New York Knicks could actually look to sign. Obviously, I don't exactly think he'll be asking for much. He'll probably just go on the maybe $3 million. It could even go on the veterans minimum. But again, he's playing such a ridiculous season right now. He has been that good with the, Portland Trailblazers. I mean, he's come in and he's averaging 15.3 points per game. He's played 50 games. I believe he started 50 games as well. Just been an absolute beast so far for Portland. And again, I think he could definitely keep this up. I mean, often these shooters don't forget to shoot, and when, Carmelo Anthony's improved his shooting so much so far, especially with Portland, he's become an absolute knockdown three-point shooter, and he was known as a knockdown mid-ranger at the Knicks and the Nuggets, and he's only improved his three-point shooting so much throughout his career as well. So again, I think he would be very interesting for what the Knicks are going for, and obviously as well as Carmelo Anthony is so much more of a leader now. When he was at the Knicks, especially with Jeremy Lin, I mean, there was a lot of rumors saying that Carmelo didn't like Jeremy Lin because Jeremy Lin was taking a lot of the spotlight. So he actually asked to get rid of him, and they didn't end up signing him. I don't know how much true that story is, but a lot of people have been rumored to actually say that is real. And again, Carmelo hasn't exactly been the greatest leader throughout his time in New York, especially with that one case example. But with Portland, he has been so good at leading those younger players off the bench as well. And, he's been starting, and when these players come on, he does help out quite a bit and has been really good with them. So I think he would be a very, very good player to partner alongside with RJ Barrett. And he could also teach RJ some more stuff and, some more information. With the way Carmelo's playing this season, I definitely think he's got a season or two left in him. And, of course, I would like to see that at the Trailblazers, but I would still like to see that at the Knicks as well. Because, yeah, the Knicks have... don't know if they're going to retire his jersey. With how everything ended and how they didn't really do that much with Carmelo in his time. Even though he played, like 7 seasons there or something like that. I still don't know if they're going to retire his jersey. I still think he may need 1 or 2 more seasons there. So that's why I think it would be a very, very cool idea to maybe even bring him back. And then Carmelo, I would assume he'd wear the number 7 at the Knicks again. I don't think he would continue wearing the 00 like he is right now at the Portland Trailblazers. But again, he's been pretty good in that 00, so who really knows. But again, if the New York Knicks had a starting 5 of something like this, they had potentially Chris Paul, LaMelo Ball, RJ Barrett, Carmelo Anthony, and Mitch Robinson, that would be absolutely insane, especially with like the merchandise. Like, you're pretty much bringing 2 Melos in on one court who are both known to be very big jersey sellers. I mean, especially with Carmelo at his time with the Knicks, probably one of the highest jersey sales there. And then, especially LaMelo Ball with the Illawarra Hawks, he sold heaps of jerseys, and I'm pretty sure the most in the NBL. So, of course, they're known, and again, they're both really big names that I think would be really cool to kind of see partnered on the court at the same time. But I think the New York Knicks are going to look to get Gallinari. I think if they do get Gallinari, I don't know if, Carmelo Anthony is going to want to look to come, because even though I know Carmelo, he's fixed his 3-point shooting, it's literally so good right now, and I know he's got his leadership and his, all of that type of stuff has improved, and he knows now he's not the number 1 guy. I think that is still, all in check, but I still think he wants to start, and I still think he believes he could start on the Portland Trailblazers next season. So that's why I don't necessarily know if he's going to want to come to the New York Knicks if they get Danilo Gallinari, and I don't think he's going to want to play that role off the bench. But who really knows? Maybe he might even try and go for the 6th Man of the Year award, which, who really knows? He could actually be in contention to try and get that if he did. But if I had to say, again, I'm a massive Carmelo Anthony fan. I even wear the number 7, not necessarily because of Carmelo, but of course he is one of my favorite players. And yeah, again, I just don't know what team I would prefer him to be on, because Portland have given him this massive opportunity. They gave him a 2nd chance, or a 3rd chance even, because he had the chance on OKC and at Houston and at now Portland. And they did something a lot of NBA teams didn't do, so it'd kind of be a little bit like, I don't know if I'd like Carmelo leaving the Trailblazers, even though they gave him a 3rd, 2nd chance. You guys know what I mean. But again, I guess Derrick Rose did it. He left the Minnesota Timberwolves when they gave him another chance when a lot of teams didn't, and he ended up joining the Detroit Pistons, and no one gave him hate or anything like that, because everyone loves Derrick Rose. So I guess a similar thing could happen with Carmelo Anthony, but I just don't know. I just feel like Portland gave him so much of a chance when his career was pretty much set to be over. I don't know if I really want him kind of ditching them, but of course I would love to see Carmelo back in the New York Knicks colours, and I think that would be really awesome, whether it's next season or maybe even the final season of his career, whether that's next season or maybe he's got another season left in him afterwards. Again, I think it would be really cool to see Carmelo wear the number 7 in the Knicks and hopefully get that number retired. That would be extremely cool. But anyone, to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for the latest NBA news and NBA content. Definitely comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you guys think this would be a good idea by the New York Knicks, or do you guys think they shouldn't sign him? Again, I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions on this all down below. And yeah, definitely don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channel, and tell me Do you guys think he should sign with the Knicks, or should he stay with the Trailblazers? Again, I definitely really like to know your thoughts and opinions. Definitely check out my podcast as well if you haven't already, where I talk about all NBA content, AFL content, and maybe even a little bit of NFL content here and there as well. So definitely go check that out. Links for them will be in the description down below. But as I was saying, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.